question is actually quite badly done. So there's a few things you need to take note of. Basically, this entire question only revolves around two types of hydrocarbon. Okay, so the keyword you should pick it up is this. So when you see the term hydrocarbon, the first thing that comes to your mind is, I'm looking either at an alkane or an alkene. So it cannot be an alcohol, it cannot be a carboxylic acid, because those are non-hydrocarbon due to the presence of oxygen atom present in the molecule itself. Okay, so with this, you have an idea what you are supposed to be doing. Then the next thing you realize that what they have given you is actually the AR value for some elements, because they have given you some MR calculation number. You can look at it later on. Okay, so if you move back to the flow chart, right, you are told that you are given two colorless gas, which is your hydrocarbon. One is your L, one is your M. So with the MR value, right, it actually gives you a clue whether is it an alkane or an alkene. Okay, why do I say that? Because if you look at your alkene, right, your alkene general formula general formula for your alkane is CnH2n plus 2. Okay, but for your alkene, right, it's actually CnH2n. Okay, so realize that if you try to simplify this formula, okay, if you try to simplify this particular formula, you realize that it looks something in this format. Because you have a common factor that is N. Okay, so realize that for every one carbon atom, it must come together with two hydrogen atoms. Okay, so you can actually see that for your, when you calculate the MR for alkene, right, it's actually something like 14N. Because if you work out this part here, 12 plus 2, this is actually 14. So for the MR for alkene, it's always a multiple of 14. So the N value is the number of carbon atoms. Okay, you understand this part? Okay, so basically if you realize that your M has an MR of 16, is this even a multiple of N? You realize it cannot fit in. Therefore, from this, you can easily conclude your M is actually an alkane. Okay, your M is going to be an alkane. So looking at the small value here, right, 16, which means you can only have one carbon atom. The AR value for one carbon atom is actually 12. Okay, so with that, you can easily conclude this alkane has only one carbon atom, and the alkane with only one carbon atom has to be your methane. This is how you deduce the first one. Going by the MR value. Alright? Okay, so this is what I did. So once you're done with this part, then we can move on to look at your L. Okay, move on to look at your L. So for your L, you realize that the multiple of your MR of 28 over here, this one is equivalent to 14 times 2. Okay, 14 times 2. So 14 times 2 means your N equals to 2, right? Which means this particular molecule has 2 carbon atoms. Okay, and this is going to be your alkene. Your alkene with 2 carbon atoms has to be your ethene. Alright, so this is your C2H4. So I think for some of you who did not manage to answer this part, right, a lot of you wrote down alkane or alkene as the answer. My question requires you to suggest the identity. So meaning, I need you to tell me the exact formula or the exact name of the substance rather than telling me which homologous series it belongs to. So that's not what the question is asking for. So that's something you need to take note. Unless the question says, name the homologous series the hydrocarbon belongs to, then your answer is alkane or alkene. But if that's not the case, then you have to make sure you name them exactly what you have been asked for. Okay, so this is how you deduce the identity for L and M. So actually with this, right, you can actually answer most of the question already. Okay, so when you are burning the 2 hydrocarbon in excess air. So excess air means you are actually looking at your complete combustion. Okay, so for complete combustion, I think it's very clear cut. Your reaction will produce your carbon dioxide and your steam. Okay, so this is complete combustion. So once it's complete combustion, then you know that the two mixture of substances, you have your carbon dioxide gas and you have your steam. This is steam because combustion is a highly exothermic reaction, so the temperature is very, very high. Therefore, your H2O will exist in gaseous state first, unless you cool it back to room temperature later on. Alright? Okay? So once you are done with this, then let's look at the branch on the left first, which is your alkene. So for your alkene, you also realize that for this particular question, it states that it reacts with bromine with no other condition. So if your hydrocarbon can react with your halogen with no other condition, then you should also know that this is going to be your addition reaction. Because for substitution reaction, you need a condition. Okay, and addition reaction can only be carried out by your alkene type of molecule. Okay, can only be carried out by alkene type of molecule. So with that, you realize that you only end up with a colorless substance. Okay, and you realize that the MR is actually pretty huge, 188. If you have identified that this is your alkene, then you realize that your colorless substance formed when your ethene reacts with your bromine will be your C2H4Br2. This is what you call it as your 1,2-dibromoethane. Okay? Remember this part, is 1, 2. Then you have a dibromo because you have your 2 bromine atoms added on to the alkene molecule. So these are things you need to take note of.
So what is the 1, 2 for?
The 1, 2 is to talk about the position of the bromine. Okay, let me just move over here and draw it to show you. So your alkene you're looking at is this, right? So when you react with your bromine, the double bond open up. So you end up with this. Okay, so why is it 1, 2, right? The 1 and the 2 refers to the position of the carbon the bromine atom is bonded to. Yeah. Okay, so this is 1, 2. So dibromo means you have 2 bromine atoms attached to the molecule itself. Okay, and I also need you to take note that the last part of the name has changed into A and E because there is no more double bond present. So once there's no more double bond, the last part of the name will change to the one similar to an alkane, no longer an alkene. Okay, so that's something you need to take note. Must have the 1,2-dibromoethane. Do not just write down dibromoethane because there's a chance where the bromine atom is bonded to the same carbon atom. So you need to emphasize on this part. Question? Okay. Okay, this is reacting with bromine gas. Then you have another branch that states here, you are actually bubbling it through a solution of aqueous bromine. So based on this, you should know that this is a test for saturation. Okay, test for saturation or test for unsaturation. So when you have a positive test, right, you will know that your hydrocarbon given to you contains a carbon-carbon double covalent bond. Okay, so remember this is always a test for saturation or unsaturation, which is the presence of carbon-carbon double covalent bond. Okay, so if it becomes colorless, this is a positive test. So what you can conclude from this test is that your hydrocarbon is unsaturated. So this is another clue to tell you that you're looking at an alkene. Okay, remember I can give you a flow chart, then I can ask you what does this test tell you, what conclusion can you draw. So you must be able to pick up from all these different clues. Alright? Okay, and if you add in your aqueous bromine and then your solution remains reddish brown, solution here refers to the reddish brown bromine solution. So what you can conclude over here is your hydrocarbon is saturated, meaning there is no presence of carbon-carbon double covalent bond. Okay, so these are the two conclusions you must draw from these two particular observations. Okay? Okay, So once you're done with this, you realize that they do not require you to give them the product. It's just probably for you to state the conclusion to how you figure out what is actually your L and M. Then look at the last branch here. Okay, so for the last branch here, you're actually reacting with your chlorine gas. So in your entire syllabus, right, you only learn one reaction that reacts with chlorine gas under the organic chem reaction, which is reaction involving your alkane. So when we react with chlorine gas, this is a substitution reaction. Condition? Anyone can remember the condition for substitution reaction? Presence of UV light. Okay, so this comes with the condition. So remember, I can always ask you one more extension. What is the condition needed for this reaction to take place? So in the presence of UV light. Okay? So for substitution reaction, only one hydrogen atom can be replaced from the methane molecule. So you end up with your CH3Cl. This is what you call it as the chloromethane. Okay, so another reminder, substitution reaction, every one time only one hydrogen atom can be replaced. How many times can a substitution reaction take place for a methane molecule? If every one time only one hydrogen atom can be replaced, how many reaction can a methane molecule undergo? 3. You sure 3? 4, because you got 4 hydrogen atoms. Can? Okay, so with that, you can fill up your part A already. So just double check. Later I'll write in all the equation for you. Can? Okay, so there's only 4 chemical equations you can write. Can? And all these 4 equations, you've written it before, so nothing new. I did not include a state symbol because not required. In fact, the state symbol for organic chem reaction, right, it can be quite confusing, especially when you're not sure whether is it a gaseous hydrocarbon or is it a liquid hydrocarbon. So for such cases, I would recommend you don't write the state symbol. Okay, chances if you write the state symbol, they'll always write it in, so you don't have to worry about that. And that question will actually give you 3 marks. Because 1 mark for the correct formula for product reactant, 2nd mark for balancing, 3rd mark for state symbol.
So I think it was labeled C2H4BRT.
Oh wait, yeah. Wait, let me change it. This one should be M, right? Okay, thank you. This is M. No, this is O, sorry. This one should be O, This one should be N. Okay, this is M. I missed out one labeling. Okay? So you got all your 5 unknowns are labeled here correctly.